To do a standing hamstring stretch, you can put your foot up on the couch, on a table, and lean forward over your straight leg. You'll feel the stretch along the back of your leg. You're going to do it standing. Make sure that you have balance on something so that you don't fall over. You're going to grasp the ankle on one of your legs, bend your knee up, and hold that stretch. Try to pull your heel toward your glute. You'll feel the stretch in the front of your thigh. If this is too difficult on your knee to grab your ankle, you can also prop your ankle on a table, couch, or something and try to bend down to feel the stretch. You might have to get it on something higher to help you pull that toward your butt more like a bed or the edge of the couch. For this exercise, you want to lie on your side. We're going to be targeting the leg that's on the top. Your bottom leg can be bent, so underneath you, just to give you a little bit of balance. For this exercise, it's really important to make sure that you're keeping your hips stacked. As you raise your leg off of the table, it's important not to let your hips roll too far backward or forward. Really keep them stacked, one right on top of the other. You're going to squeeze your glute and quad muscles here and raise your leg off the table. It doesn't have to be very high, about here is perfect. And then nice and slow on the way back down. Relax your contraction and then repeat. For this exercise, we're going to be focusing on working on the endurance of your quadricep muscle. You're going to just be simply squeezing the muscle, trying to hold this for 3 to 5 seconds, and then you'll relax. Go. Repeating that. If it's too sore for you at this point to get your knee all the way straight, you can put a little bit of a towel under it. That can be a little bit more comfortable, but still letting you engage your muscle. For this exercise, you're going to bend the non-affected leg up and put your foot flat on the floor. With this one, you're going to squeeze your quadricep muscle and raise your leg toward the ceiling, keeping that squeezed. Hold for a couple of seconds and then very slowly lower back down. Release your contraction and then squeeze again, repeat the rep. It's important to relax the quad in between every single rep to get the repetition of the muscle. For this exercise, you want to loop the band so that you can put your ankle through it, tie a knot in the other end, and then you can anchor it in your door. For extension, we're going to be kicking our hip backwards. Try to keep your core tight so that way you don't let your back arch when you kick, and let your glute muscles be the driving force behind the motion. So you're going to be doing this. You can also make sure that you have a chair next to you for balance. You can hover over it, you don't have to touch it because we want you to work on your balance, but we also don't want you to fall. For this exercise, we're now going to be kicking out with the band. You're going to be balancing on your leg closest to the door, getting a chair for balance as needed, trying to keep your balance, try not to let your trunk come down to the side, stay as straight as you can, and kicking out using the outside of your hip muscle. For this exercise, we're going to be kicking forwards. Again, you want your core to be tight so that you're not letting your hips tuck too far under you. Trying to let your hip flexors on the front of your hip be the motion, driving the motion. Kicking forward, again using a chair for balance as needed. For this exercise, we're going to be taking your hip and kicking it across your body. You want your back leg to be slightly out of the way, balancing here, a chair as needed, kicking cross body. For this exercise, you want to move the band up to your knee as well as the anchor point in the door. You want to move that up from the level of your ankle. You're going to start with your knee bent, standing up straight. You're going to slowly push your knee straight against the resistance of the band and then slowly let it come back to a bent position. Slowly repeat the rep. For this video, we're going to show you two different types of calf stretches. They're going to be both against the wall. So we're going to show you as if Jess is stretching her left calf. The first one's going to be the gastroc stretch so that your knee is going to be straight. So you're going to have that one behind you and you're going to lean against the wall so that you're putting stretch on the muscle along this area. You'll hold for the allotted amount of time. To change that to the soleus stretch, all you're going to do is bend the knee here and you'll feel it in a different spot on your calf, and then you'll hold that for the allotted amount of time as well. For this exercise, you're going to be lying on your side. You're going to be stacking your feet one right on top of the other, bending your knees, and then also bending your knees toward your chest a little bit. So you're right about here. With this exercise, it's really important to keep your hips stacked one right on top of the other. Rolling back or rolling too far forward is going to get the wrong muscle. So really stacked one hip right on top of the other and slightly engage your core. Your feet are going to stay together and you're going to open up your knees by lifting this one up like a clam. Really letting your hip muscles do the motion, drive the motion, and then back down and relax and then repeat the rep.